I didn't get to read this one, so we're sitting on my sofa.
Springing it on her.
All right, Susan's going to spring it.
So I recently, actually just the other day, watched this really great workshop video that came out of a conference called 20 Books to 50K. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, it's a big writers conference. They've had it for like 2 years in a row now. It's out in Las Vegas. But I watched this video. It's Kristine Rusch.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with her. She's a science fiction writer, but she also writes a lot about writing. She has a wonderful blog, a lot of stuff about indie pubbing and everything. Anyway, she came on, and basically her topic was perfection as the enemy. And she did this whole wonderful thing that really spoke to me, and it actually falls right into line with how you approach writing. And pretty much some of the takeaways I took were, well, first of all, she doesn't believe in really writing group critiquing stuff.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think we could be BFFs. Watch out, Suze.
I know.
Yeah.
You might be tripping with Holly and Chris next thing I know. But she also, so kind of the idea, like, write it and release it. Write and release. Write and release. And that's your pattern, don't you think?
Yeah, to some extent, I think it is. Some books, just one thing we've talked about before. I spent years working on that. I called it my Sunday book. It was in between contracts and stuff I had to do. It was just a story that beckoned to me, and it went through some different incarnations while I sort of found it. And to date, it's still my bestseller. So it wasn't like a write and release. It was
I told her that would happen.
It was a write and mull about it and play with it.
Okay, but the book wasn't finished.
No.
When the book was finished,
then
you were like, okay,
right. And some people like my comedies. Some people like and true mystery readers
don't like your mysteries.
I get comments like, "Well, that wasn't much of a mystery." They're not. They're meant to be more
fun.
Comedic. Yes.
Right, but it was fun.
So my mysteries are not.
Well, let's face it. Jan Ivanovich, the Stephanie Plum books, not much of a mystery really.
Yeah, I feel like I'm more in that vein.
Yeah.
Because it is more about the comedy. Because really and truly, with Quincy in the Made in LA books, I understand that I would not really be worrying about going to jail for cleaning a murder scene. But it probably would nag at me. I'm the type of person that if I cleaned a murder scene and thought they had no one but me, I could see how that would just sort of, like, you wouldn't think really it would happen, but stranger things have happened.
One never knows these days. I'm telling you, I think one never knows these days. But so again, the idea of, and I know this, and Chris was not really saying you don't have to learn your craft. That's
or
not
do
what
your
she
best.
was saying.
I
right,
get what
or
she's
do
saying.
your best.
Right.
But what she was saying is, and it does. I have many years ago, I was much more of a perfectionist and a type A personality, and really learned to let go more because it was not a healthy mindset. But there are those of us who perfection gets in the way of even getting words on the page or moving forward in the story.
Right. And talk to somebody who 3 years later has rewritten the first 3 chapters to death.
Yeah,
that'll never
for 3 years.
And I was talking to a friend the other day. I feel that I'm more of a storyteller than a writer.
You got to watch this. You got to watch this video.
Okay,
you'll love
she's gonna.
You know what?
I'll put a link.
We're gonna put a link to Chris's a workshop video down in the comments, because if you are a writer, and especially if you are dealing with this, like not able to move forward because you're so worried about making it polished as much as you possibly can, you got to watch this, because that's right. Exactly what you.
And I really do. I feel for me, it always has been about telling the story.
Yep.
And the biggest compliment for me is when somebody says, I fell in love with that hero, or I want to be best friends with that heroine, or they seem so real.
Or I stayed up all night reading the book because I got so engrossed in the story. And that's exactly it. That's what it is. It's about telling a story.
And I feel that for me, it's more of the story than the actual writing. I don't feel Walt Whitman prizes will ever be coming my way for my technical writing style, but
that's not what you're in it for.
That's
you're
not
in
what I'm
it to
for.
tell a story,
So-
and that's exactly it. So yeah, perfection as the enemy.
Yeah, no, I totally, Chris. We can have coffee at a conference sometime. Look me up.
I think you
we'll
love it.
invite
It's
Susan too.
Yeah. Well, again, I'm trying to embrace that mindset more because that you can't move forward. You're
so
paralyzed.
even for you non-writers, I feel that that's something worth thinking about, because in life, Susan came over today, and normally I would have dusted and stuff. My house is a little dusty.
Her house is immaculate. Don't let her kid you.
And it is.
There's far more dust in my own house, so I can tell you that.
But I'm embracing that non-perfectionist. I said, deal with the dust, Susan. Just deal with the dust.
And again, I came to see her,
Not my dust?
the furniture, so I'm not looking at the dust. So anyway.
There you go. All right. Have a good one. We'll talk to you next time.